Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and Blizzard might have just pulled a little bit of a whoopsies, a little bit of a leaky mistake over on their card library on the official website of possible nerfs that we were not expecting to be arriving soon, but we do have a Battlegrounds update going live, and we have what looks to be likely 3 card changes, only 3, 2 nerfs, 1 buff. Again, this is purely speculation. Again, it's probably likely, considering everything we'll go over, what we're talking about. But yes, we're likely seeing some balance changes going live next Tuesday with that Battlegrounds update. We'll go into exactly what it is, why I'm not exactly super thrilled about it. What a surprise, I know. And yeah, we'll go through all that good stuff. And if you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, you want to stay tuned for when these leaked nerfs or whatever get confirmed, or we find out what the actual changes are, you want to stay tuned. So hit that sub button, hit that like button, as it helps the channel out a lot. So someone posted this on the or the Evil Dave, he does the whole like Vicious Syndicate podcast summaries and all that stuff over in the Hearthstone subreddit, saying that people notice on the Vicious Syndicate Discord, basically that Playhouse Giant AHS Guru, if you go to HS Guru, it pulls like Playhouse Giant. You will see it's showing at 25 mana on this deck list, right? You see that at 25 mana. They kind of notice that, like that's kind of weird. And they notice some other changes through the card library. So Playhouse Giant at 25 mana, Cursed Catacombs, and the Forbidden Sequence being changed. So what do they mean by that? Well, if you take a look at the Forbidden Sequence, the new Mage quest, where it says on the text here, discover 8 cards, right? However, you'll note it says quest, discover 7 cards. Why would the library say something different? This wasn't before, so that seems very unusual. And Cursed Catacombs, the Warlock 0 mana spell, which says discover a minion from your deck. That is exactly what you would expect for, you know, to say. However, the description says discover another card from your deck. And these are pretty highly contested cards right now in the meta. Like Cursed Catacombs, I don't think is the big issue. I think it's busted. Don't get me wrong. If these are like possible leaks of nerfs going live, why are we not hitting like a Dullmaster Dorian? And yes, these are the only changes that have been leaked out, or at least possibly leaked. And I will give full disclosure, I'm part of the creator program. I typically get patch notes early. I am purely speculating on public information. I'm not confirming anything that I know or denying anything. This is just, yeah, speculating on what we have out there. But there is a precedent for these type of changes to be accurate. We have a precedent for that, and we can go back to this Reddit thread, leaked nerfs. This was well over a year ago, I believe, where it says right now, Saddle Up. So Saddle Up is this hunter card that is since rotated. It was showing at 4 mana, and Deep Miner Bran was showing at 8 mana in the library, even though at the time they were what they were now. They've both been reverted since going to Wild, but Brand was 6 mana, and it was 6 mana. It was showing in the library at 8, and Saddle Up was 3 mana, showing the library at 4. And the reason why there's more validity to this, whereas these were true, right? These leaks, these possible leaks, Saddle Up and Brand were true, was it was in preparation for a Battlegrounds update, I believe, or a mini set update where it's a major patch, whereas it's not specifically a balance patch where they do like the hot fix and change the cards, that something goes on where they have to like load things in early, and it's starting to show. So I think there's a really good chance that these 3 cards are getting changed. If it's the only cards, that's pretty terrifying. Maybe there's more. But yeah, Cycle Rogue, as you guys know, from me talking about it, it's one of the best decks, if not the best deck at High Legend. So getting Playhouse Giant, like if it goes to that mana cost, right? 25 mana, it won't make a big difference. It will maybe slow the deck down a turn, most times 1 turn, and that means Giants are coming down as often on turns like 4 and 5, maybe it's 5 and 6. Like again, it's very much a nudge. It's very much a nudge to that deck, which they've already nerfed multiple times. We've already seen Twisted Webweaver go from 1 to 2 mana, and we saw the rework on Ever-Burning Phoenix, right? Where you can't return it to your hand the turn you play it. It's got to be the end of turn, but they gave it a stat buff, and that ended up being a buff for the deck overall. So I'm like, again, they clearly don't like this play pattern. They clearly keep nerfing it, but why are we taking these safe little tiptoe nerfs? And then, again, buffing this mage quest is great and all. One less discover. If that, again, is the case, that would be good. However, like, the rogue quest is by far worse, and the mage quest is one of the closer ones out there. It's weird. I'm not going to complain about them buffing stuff, although I feel like in the future it might come back to bite them in the butt. I think the warlock quest will be like that too. But again, I think most people will be pretty excited that this is possibly being buffed, and this one just bugs me. It bothers me. Yes, this card is absolutely busted. Yes, it's busted and wild, but it's still going to be a 0 mana, or potentially be a 0 mana draw card, and it'll make Dorian, I guess, less consistent because you're not guaranteed to hit a minion and get that combo, so that could kill the deck. But again, it's Dorian that everybody loathes that play pattern, right? So if that is the card they're hitting at Cursed Catacombs, it's really frustrating that they're not just hitting the core card. I tweeted this out before these leaks or whatever went out live, where I said that the next balance patch needs to nuke every competitive scam deck. I'm clearly saying scam deck, which is Cycle Rogue, Dorian Warlock, Hand Buff Hunter, the Drunk Paladin, all those things that get 0 mana Giants out early, or Dorian cheating a million stats out, or OTKs happening before turn 7, like a Mirtrissel's not on this list. Maybe it will be when this patch is announced, or if we're getting a patch, but it's like clearly a huge outlier. Is the best mulligan win rate of any card in Hearthstone. Any card that includes Dorian, that includes, you know, your high roll cards, that card is preposterous to me. And to me, if we can at least eliminate these stupid scam decks that just make early games not matter, it'd be great. But we keep having these patches of slightly nudging things aren't working. And if these leaks are true, I'm concerned that, yeah, that's just going to be more nudges. Why are we nudging things when things seems to be so bad? There just seems to be a disconnect between what it seems like the players want, a good chunk of them want, compared to the regular player base. But of course, we always have the comments of just one more nerf, bro, I swear. They need to buff 100+ cards and the scam decks would go away. I'm like, the only way that's true is if you're killing them faster than the scam, which is happening on turns 4 and 5. So you'd have to buff things so much that you're killing before the game even begins. Well, again, what are we doing here if we're doing that, right? Like, I don't understand that sentiment. I understand buffing bad cards, that's fine, but we need to dial back the broken crap. We do. Like, we're having these insane play patterns, like, just, it's not okay. It really isn't. I thought that Tic Tac had a really nice comment here of, I want them to change 200 cards, man. Like, some boy gets inside the office and they ask them what he wants to do with all the Hearthstone cards, and they do that. F, slightly changing X or Y. It's so lame, doesn't work, and leaves us playing the same stuff over and over forever. And that even, I'd even mention like Arcanite Defense Crystal or the Infinite Armor spam. To me, that is as problematic as any of these scam decks, where basically every deck's a hostage deck eventually. And we know from Wild and Hostage Mage, that's not particularly fun either. So these leaks end up being true and these are the only changes. I mean, I guess okay, but I feel like we're at the state of Hearthstone right now where we need bold, fun, and fearless changes, as they want to say, right? We need nukes, not nudges, and I'm concerned this is the case. It won't be enough, but again, none of this is confirmed. We're just speculating, but it is awfully weird that the library would have such specific changes to cards that you would never expect changes for, and the precedent is there in the past. But stay tuned, find out, especially most likely on Friday, right? Friday, we're expecting patch notes, so we would likely see it there. So we won't have to wait too long to find out if it's happening or not. And of course, there'll be all the other updates. Maybe they'll tell us about Twist. Maybe Twist will come back. Just kidding. That's never gonna happen, right? That would be an absolute twist, right? Anyways, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.